Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly forecast. And before we get started, obviously I'm gonna have to go through my Telegram and just shout out what we've been doing. Obviously we've been sharing our free setups. The month has come to an end, but don't worry, we still will be sharing our analysis on here. However, we won't be sort of giving you actual sort of entries, SLs, and guiding you with all the TPs and stuff. But we had a crack over week again. We've caught some great trades from the start of the week, and we had some interesting setups towards the end of the week with some sort of news releases. Just going through them, as from the previous forecast, I was expecting this sort of move from this area as a sell zone, and I think I sent this as a sort of setup. And you can see exactly what happened. Price came up to this area and rejected, and then you had a nice big drop around about, say, 270 pips. So if you caught that, good on you. We're taking it step by step. This is a consolidation phase. I love consolidation phases because you can sort of pinpoint the sell zones and buy zones and sort of play ping pong for the whole month, and then you're done. And you're catching 200-300 pips each month. Not each month, sorry, a good 200-300 pips each setup, and you sort of sorted, right? But pretty much I feel like this week we've got a lot more news events. Look at these red folders. Yeah, it's freaking stacked full of red folders. So I'd be careful with your setups, with your risk, but I feel like we'll get some nice good impulses coming up, and we may have some sort of breakout as well from this consolidation phase. Okay, so let's pretty much get straight into it. No point going through the breakdown because I've given you guys step-by-step analysis, but hopefully we'll get something next week. But pretty much I believe we are in an accumulation phase. I believe that price is sort of charging up from this impulse, because usually when we do get an impulse and continuation, it wouldn't take this long. We'd get an impulse down, price will consolidate, and then basically continue falling immediately if we wanted to go. But in this sort of scenario, we're getting buyers sort of impulsing, pushing the price back up. So there are still buyers in this market here, and we are still sort of trying to get back up. And if you look at the higher time frame stuff, we're still we're not breaking any of these prior lows, are we? We're still sort of pushing up. We're holding. You can see I got my two liquidity boxes here. If I go back to the smaller time frame just for so you can see it, you can see that there's liquidity buildup being at the bottom. This is where I was targeting. I wanted price to sort of break 69, but price still hasn't done that, so we should hopefully get that next week. And we also got quite a lot of liquidity from the top as well, which hasn't been collected as well. So this is where price within a consolidation phase likes to sort of build up liquidity, and then we'll take one and then go target the other, right? And this is our job to sort of find out which one will it do first and when will it do it. Obviously I can't tell for certain when exactly it's going to do it, so we just got to take each setup as as they come, right? More obviously of this whatever's going on here, accumulation phase stuff, is explained in the VIP. May 1st is about to hit, so links in the description if you want to get the discounted price before we revert to the original. But if you don't want to, that's all cool, it's all up to you. We've also got a free access section as well through our broker, so yeah. Anyway, enough of that little promo, let's carry on. So for this week coming up, I'm still looking for price to push that 69 level. Reason because is that we are getting closer. I think on Thursday we did have a break at that previous low. We had a retrace, and we caught off the buy zone here, where we had that news pushed down, and then price sort of pushed up. A lot of people profited off that. That was like a nice 140 pip trade. I'm now looking for price to reject off this area here. This is where my sell zone is. Again, the reason why my sell zone here is all sort of explained on the strategy. It's not every single time. It's in these areas. I have to pinpoint certain locations where I feel like we should get a reaction off the market. Price did pop up above here, so pretty much I've got my sell limits lined up here. I want to see price at the start of the week push up into this area, reject, get some sort of reaction, and push back down. The reason because it is I want price to target the lows first. This is what generates a bullish market scenario, because the low liquidities are taken first, and then you only have one more place to go, which is up. Once you get to the lows, all the buyers will start entering, and you should get price moving up. We've got quite a big liquidity void up here, which we still haven't collected, so you could just put it as an imbalance. It's not, obviously there are smaller imbalance areas in here, but this is still, price still needs to get up there, so we're still sort of looking there. So I wouldn't sort of just say that, oh yeah, gold's going to tank now because we've had all this bullish move. You have to take it step by step. You have to see what price does at 1950. Does it break? If it does, check the next level, which is 1940. If you start getting some sort of reactions around this area, I'll start to look for buys depending on the impulse of this move. If price sort of quickly drops here, this will be a good area to get some buys for a retracement. You don't know, maybe price will come retest and then drop again, but you still made that, if we check how many pips from here to here, you still made like 300 pips on a retrace. Come on. So don't just start selling low or buying high at certain areas when you get into these consolidation phases, because they're like faking you out. And again, I think I was stop hunted before as well, but it happens to the best of us. Even I got stop hunted, I think, on this one. I was trying to buy here, but price pushed 30 pips more lower, 30-40 pips, and then look at that, price then reversed 150 pips, but I was out of the trade, and I didn't want to sort of send more setups on the free channel, because again, it's your money as well. I don't want to risk losing. So enough of the explanation. What I'll be expecting, let's get some arrows out, price to push up here, see if we can get a break, if we can get that nice impulsive break off the I forgot what news release that was, but off this news release here, then I'd see price pushing down here. Now this is called a spring, again explained in the accumulation phase on the VIP, but we don't exactly know how big the spring is, so it could even continue going, but it could even come down to like 1960, or just even at the bottom of 1969, we don't know. But spring usually means that price pushes down, and then we get an instant move back up very quickly, back into the range, and then we usually enter buys on the retest, and then the stops go below the low, and then this should sort of continue saying that, right, liquidity has been collected, stop hunt has been done, now let's continue and focus towards the upside now. So this is what I'll be expecting going into next week. We've got quite a lot of red folders, so I'll be expecting some nice impulses. We've got liquidity sitting at the top of 2010. If we get this, then I'd likely to see price pop into there, and what we could then get is a retest, and I'll be looking for some buy opportunities within this impulse here to then continue to see if we can crack the previous high. Now from when we get to this area, this is turning into sort of a monthly forecast, where my longer term outlook is I would like to see what happens at this area, because if we get price cracking this and price fails to continue and pushes back in, then you could, and price pushes back down, this will be at the start of the reversal process. So then you're likely to see price continue and reverse. This is what you need to look out for, because price has collected the overall liquidity. Is probably a lot of stops sitting up here as well, and if price wants to instantly reverse, then yeah, go for the sells. But if price wants to continue, let's just keep buying. We know where our targets are on the daily time frame. If you go to the daily, you got those previous highs that price would want to take out, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does, so because we're pretty close. So again, I feel like that's a good setup for next week. That should give you guys enough to go on. I'm also looking to do a giveaway. We've got a funded account giveaway, but there's another special giveaway that I'm working on to get that out, and I feel like that's pretty much it for the announcement. Yeah. So I'll leave that in the thumbnail so you guys can see what I'm looking for. VIPs, everything's in the description below. Leave a like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, comment if you want any other videos that you want me to do. But yeah, pretty much it's your boy Statics. Peace out.